Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here. I have another really cool product from Maxpedition to review for you guys today. So today we're going to be taking a look at their Acantha tactical pen line. So I have both of them, as you can see on the table right here. Starting with this one, this is going to be the model number PN500 SST for stainless steel, and this is the PN500 AL for aluminum. So they're the exact same design, dimensions, and everything. The key differences with these two pens are going to be obviously the materials used, the appearance, the weight, and the price. But I'm going to review both of them right now because, like I said, they're the exact same design. And the only differences are those four things that I just mentioned. So, as you guys know, Maxpedition is really getting into making a lot more than just tactical / outdoor gear, which I think is fantastic. I love seeing their new gear designs. And these are very original. These are a really, really nice offering for the tactical pen world. Now, if you guys are not really familiar with that term, it's kind of like a household thing with us knife and gear guys. But if you're new to this and you hear the word, tactical pen, you might be thinking, what in the world is that? It's really just a blanket statement, like a blanket term used. A tactical pen, all it is a pen that has, like with these, has what's called a striker tip or a head, anything like that is shaped in a way that you could grab the pen and you could use it as a striking tool in a last-ditch self-defense scenario, which these would excel in very well. These are some of the best and most affordable ones that I have seen on the market yet. And I'm in the tactical gear world, so I've seen a lot of these kind of pens come up on the market. So these are a really good offering. So like I said, I'm going to talk about both of them because there's only a couple of differences between the two. So I'm going to start by showing you guys real quick the packaging they come in. If you guys did not see, excuse me, if you guys did not see my Acantha review, they come in the same box as the Acantha. It has that little cardboard cover, and the pens both come in this really nice, very thick foam padding, and you'll get the knife and then the extra striker head. Both of these pens come with two striker heads, two different styles, what Maxpedition is calling the tri-step head and the lancet head. Both obviously having some key differences. By the way, this one was bead blasted like this one, but I heat anodized it just to see if I could. So you're not going to get it brown like that from Maxpedition. But obviously some key differences between the two. I'll go over that a little bit here in a minute. But I'm going to start with the one that I have been carrying lately, and that is the aluminum version, for a couple of reasons. The main reason is this one is much lighter than the stainless steel version. It's weighted a little bit better because it's lighter. So in my opinion, it has a lot more control when you're writing, which is important because these are fully functional pens. Just because these are also designed with last-ditch self-defense in mind does not mean these are not fully functional pens. They're incredible writing tools. So it feels a little bit better. I feel more in control when writing with this pen. And also, I like the way it looks. I like the color contrast. You have that nice Type 3 hard anodized black finish on this aluminum version. By the way, these are the only two versions available right now. The aluminum one is only offered in a black anodized finish, and the stainless steel is only available in a bead blasted finish. That's as of the recording of this review. But I like that contrast between that and then you have the bead blasted hardware. It just looks really nice in my opinion. So the overall design, it is very straightforward. There's no real bells and whistles with it. It's a very straightforward design. You have that nice little swell right there, which looks really cool. And when you're grabbing it, it kind of tapers, so that if you were to use this to strike something, it makes it a little bit harder for your hand to slip forward because it has that little swell. So you'd grab it and ice pick grip it like that, and you could strike someone in a last-ditch self-defense scenario. You can use it, do pressure points and whatnot. If you guys know anything about pressure points, I know very little about it, but be very well at pressure points, especially with the lancet tip. Which, like I said, both these pens come with the lancet tip and the tri-step. I just prefer the lancet tip. I think it's going to do a lot more damage if you need to do the self-defense thing. Also, I think it flows with the design more. It tapers and it comes to the little point. I like it. But anyway, very straightforward design. I like that. They did not go crazy. I know a lot of the Glock, or not Glock, but the Uzi self-defense pens, a lot of the Smith & Wesson ones, they just kind of go overboard with the design and try to make it look too overly aggressive looking. Whereas this is very sleek. You could carry, I carry these to church, particularly this one. I carry it to church with me in my dress pants. You know, it's just very nice. Nobody's going to really think twice about this design and think, huh, that looks a little bit aggressive. What is that? Anybody's going to look at this and think it's a pen. So that is very nice. It's discreet. It's not going to, you know, freak people out, make them wonder if you have to pull this out at the bank or whatever to write something down. Someone's not going to see Uzi or Glock or anything, or Smith & Wesson. You know, nobody knows really outside of the tactical gear world what Maxpedition is, but pretty much every day people know what Smith & Wesson is and what Uzi, they may know what Uzi is. But anyway, it's not going to raise eyebrows and make people overly suspicious. So anyway, I'm going to show you real quick. Up top, it is threaded up here by the striker head, so the cap will unscrew and can screw into the top right here. So that is very nice, so you don't have to worry about, you know, unscrewing the cap, setting it down somewhere, and forgetting about it. You can unscrew it, write something, unscrew it, put it up here, and then start writing. You don't have to worry about losing it. So that is a nice feature. But I was going to show you that it does have a rubber O-ring seal on here to make it waterproof, and there's also a rubber O-ring seal by the pen. So to change the striker head, you just simply unscrew it. It is threaded into the back of the pen right here. It has a very long stem, so it is very, very rigid inside there. So if something were to happen, like you were to strike something, you know, if it was just the threads like that, you could possibly strike something and the threads will mess up, and then, you know, this one's going to wobble inside the pen. So you have that nice little stem to keep it secure. So it's very nice. So that's the lancet tip. Obviously, it's going to aid in puncture. It may not break the skin. Well, I guess it depends on how hard you do it. But this would be much better for pressure points. You know, it could dig in between the joints and whatnot and cause a lot of damage. The other tip offered, by the way, like I said, this one I heat anodized bronze. But this is the tri-step tip. You just screw it into the back of the pen. And this one is obviously going to be blunt. This one is going to, I guess, make it look a little less aggressive. I don't know. Like, to me, the lancet tip doesn't look very aggressive. It kind of flows with the design. But, you know, this one is much more for blunt force trauma. You know, it's going to make contact with somebody instead of like piercing and like dividing bone. If you're trying to jam it into the hand, it will probably break bone as opposed to causing puncture pain. Like I said, I'm not a leading authority on that. Also, if you did have to do something like bust out a car side window, this one might do that. I'm really not sure because I know that glass is probably going to be harder than this tip. But, you know, if this is all you had, definitely try it. If your life depended on it, try it. This one might be more easy, I guess, because it's flat, so it'll hit the window, whereas the lancet tip might be more capable of hitting and deflecting because it is such a sharp point. I want to give you guys a good look at that real quick. Very cool looking tip. Very neat. Never seen anything like this on a tactical pen. And it is amazing that they give you two. You know, you can mix and you can swap them. You can choose which one you want. Like I said, I prefer this one. I think this one would assist in what this pen was designed for, and that is self-defense. They both have pocket clips, obviously. They're very nice. They're deep carry clips. All that's going to be showing is this little cap right here, which is a Torx screw cap. So you can take it off and take the clip off if you want, but I actually tried, and it was very difficult. There must have some kind of really strong Loctite on there, but you could take it off in theory. The clip is very strong. I actually had to take a pair of pliers and bend it up slightly because this will slide onto dress pants just fine as it is, but it would not slide onto my jeans. And you know, I'm not always wearing dress pants. I want to carry this in my EDC. So I had to bend it up a little bit. Now it fits on my jean pocket just fine. Maxpedition logo there. It kind of looks like a 3D etched, just like it does on like the ZT logo. Very cool. But just a very straightforward clip, but it's very functional. So the cap unscrews, which is a must for me if I were to carry a pen. The ones that just click on, they wear out over time, then your cap wiggles around. Sometimes if you're carrying it in your pocket, the pen will fall out and then the cap is left clipped to your pocket. So it unscrews. I love that. So there's your pen. It also has an O-ring seal to make it waterproof. But what makes this pen really excel is the insert, the cartridge that you get. So you unscrew the striker head and the cartridge comes out. The cartridge you get with these pens are Fisher space inserts. So right there, Fisher space pen. And if you're to get a refill, it is black medium. If you want to get the exact cartridge. Now, just real quick, if you guys are not familiar with what a Fisher space pen is, there are ink cartridges specifically designed for astronauts, because these are pressurized ink cartridges, meaning they're pressurized like an aerosol can, kind of. So the ink is always being forced out towards the tip. So astronauts, they're in 0G, so they're going to need to write upside down. These pens can write upside down because ink is being pushed outward. So normal pens, if you were to try to write upside down, the ink is just going to slide down into the cartridge. Excuse me. So you're not going to really need to write upside down in your normal life. But what makes these pens really excel in your daily carry is that these pens will write through grease. They'll write on hard to write on surfaces. They write underwater. These are really the best ink cartridges you can get your hands on. They're just so durable, and like I said, if you can have the best, why not? So these all come with the Fisher space cartridges, and you can buy these refills off Amazon. They're like $6, or I think you can send them to Fisher and they'll replace them for free. I'm not exactly sure how that works, so don't quote me on that. But obviously, how does this work as a pen? It works fantastic. It is extremely comfortable. The aluminum one is especially weighted very well because it has that little tape, that little swell right there, so it's going to be a little heavy towards this end. But no, it is very balanced. It writes very well. I feel really in control when I'm writing with this pen. Already done a little tests on it, but also these Fisher space pens, you know, the ink never really clots. You know, a lot of times you get, you know, clumps of ink. I've never really had it where the ink just does not come out, because sometimes, like I said, if the pen is being stored this way, the ink will be settled into the bottom of the cartridge. It's not going out towards the tip. So with a pressurized cartridge, ink is always being forced out through the tip. So you never have, you know, ink will stop right in the middle of writing something. So it is just a superb cartridge. So the pen writes terrific. Like I said, you get a lot of control with the aluminum version. The aluminum version weighs 1.1 ounce. So that's incredible. It is pretty much the same weight as a plastic pen. So that is the main reason I love carrying this, because I don't necessarily have to write something down every day. So if I'm going to carry a pen, I don't want to feel it. So that's why I opted to carry the aluminum version. Let's take a look at the stainless steel version. Like I said, this is the PN500 SST. It uses 300 series stainless steel, which is a really good grade of stainless. This one is an all bead blast finish. Really nice bead blasting on that. Very uniform, very soft looking. It is just very nice finish. No contrast. All the hardware is bead blasted also. But same exact pen, same exact Fisher space cartridge in there. One quick thing, you will have to lubricate these O-rings every now and then, but only use a silicone-based lubricant. Do not use petroleum-based like WD-40. Petroleum-based lubricants will make the rubber dry rot. So it has to be silicone-based. So just wanted to throw that out there. Some of you guys may have already known that. The stainless steel version weighs 2.5 ounces. So 2.5 ounces. That weighs the same as some knives. Excuse me. So that's the main reason I carry the aluminum version over this one, because it is just really, really heavy. But like I said, that is up to your own personal preference. Some people may want a big, substantial feeling pen, and I completely understand that. Like I said, it is up to you. It is your own personal preference. But with me, when I'm writing with this pen, because like I said, it has that swell, so it's going to be a little bit more top heavy. I'm writing and it's not exactly unwieldy, but it feels like it moves around a little bit more than I want it to towards the top here. So it's like I don't feel like I have quite as much control with this pen. But other than that, my main nitpick is it's just a little bit heavier than I want to carry. But like I said, that's my own personal preference. That is not a fault of the pen at all. So I definitely prefer carrying the aluminum because the stainless steel one weighs more than twice what the aluminum one weighs. But if you want a little bit more rugged material, because obviously the stainless is going to be a little bit more durable than the aluminum. You know, the threading for the heads are going to be stainless as opposed to aluminum. So if you're worried about striking a surface and having the threading strip, or maybe having the pen crush, which I don't think it would, because the aluminum, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, it uses T6061 type aluminum, which is very strong. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But you know, if you want that added peace of mind of having a much stronger material, or maybe you just prefer the way that the bead blasted one looks. It does look a lot more dressy as opposed to the aluminum version. So maybe you prefer that. I completely understand. The other main difference with these two pens is the price. The aluminum one you can get off of Maxpedition's website for $39.99. And the stainless steel version is $49.99. So the stainless steel one's going to run you $10 more. So that's another factor. I know for me, I would rather spend $10 less to get the aluminum. That's just like here again, that's my own preference. But let's talk about value a little bit. I have had Smith & Wesson pens in the past, and they're great. They're aluminum. They have good designs, but like I said, some of them can look a little bit more aggressive than, you know, what maybe I'd prefer. But you know, it's no big deal. And the one that I have that I was carrying before I got these, it cost me about $20. And then I got it did not come with the Fisher insert, and I wanted that because I wanted the most reliable refill I could have. And I had to buy it off Amazon, and I believe I paid something like $10 for the refill, and then after shipping, so $30. And you know, you factor in shipping for the pen, you're looking at around $40. So this being $40, and that being kind of around it to try to get, because like I said, this comes with the Fisher insert already. So to get something like a Smith & Wesson pen up to the standards of this one pen, you're going to be spending about the same amount of money. So I think this is a really good value. This is a really good deal for what you're getting. You know, like I said, it is a T6061 aluminum. I'm not sure what the Smith & Wesson ones are made out of, but that is a good grade of aluminum. That Type 3 hard anodized finish is going to be very durable. It has not scratched at all while carrying it in my pockets with like keys and whatnot. So, very nice design. You get two different replaceable, interchangeable striker heads. You know, with the stainless steel being about $50. Then you're getting into close to the range of some of the Benchmade pens. Some of those are about $100. A lot of them are a lot more. But I think these are a really good value design-wise, and for the materials that you're getting, and for the added functionality of having the different striker heads. I think these pens are a great value. Rather you get the aluminum or the stainless steel, I think you're getting a good deal. Now, you may be able to find these cheaper on other websites. I'm not sure. I'm just going based off of Maxpedition's prices. But I think that is very fair pricing. So if you want any more information on these pens, please check out Maxpedition.com. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments box. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Great pens. Definitely go check these out if you're in the market for a daily carry self-defense pen. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman 614. Peace.